Hi, and welcome to the Parkin Real Estate Podcast, where we talk all things real estate, business related, and really anything happening in your life. If you've got a few minutes, we'd love to have you sit back, relax, and enjoy what we have to offer. Hey, and welcome back to another edition of the Parkin Real Estate Podcast. It's Friday, November 16th. And I want to thank you for listening and tuning into this podcast that I've been putting together. And I wanted to talk to you today. CTV News put out an article online. And it kind of struck home because I know a lot of people in the business and that are associated with the business that, offer services directly to or for real estate, both clients and agents. And there's been a lot of talk in the news, and we've seen a reflection of that talk in the actual market about how the market has been slowing down, to use words that aren't going to scare people or, are true. The market is slowed down, and that's not a bad thing. We've had a crazy real estate market. You have to understand. You got to get this. We've had a crazy real estate market for 10 years, and in fact, a crazy economy for 10 years. And so we can't be surprised when things that get extremely heated, that come to a boil, have to simmer and have to start to cool down a little bit. And once again, there's nothing wrong with this. And I feel like it's a good thing that we go through these swings, simply for the fact that a lot of business owners and a lot of customers get complacent with their time, energy, and money. When things are super easy, when things come, and there's nothing that you really have to do to generate business or to go and purchase something, when things happen easily, we get complacent. And so this slowdown we're experiencing in the real estate market is, to me, a bit of a check. Let's catch our breath now. It's been a crazy run, and it's also, in my opinion, I think, going to weed out a lot of the people that aren't full-time, number one, aren't practicing good business, meaning they're going for the really low-hanging fruit of clients and aren't, really implementing a good business strategy. And then three, I think it's going to eliminate a lot of the people that aren't staying up on today's technology. Listen, the world is evolving a lot faster than you or myself know how quickly it's happening. It's evolving so fast. It really is. Amazon, I saw a stat today, Amazon controls 48% of all online sales. Think about that for a second. 48, half of the internet sales for consumer goods that happen on the internet today run through Amazon.com or Amazon.ca or whatever country you're in. 48, 50%. That's insane. And it's only going to get bigger because Amazon is innovating and changing the way that they do business on a daily basis. I've said basis twice there. I don't know why I did that. They're changing the way they do business every day. Every day. And so it's not like we need to be Amazon and try and change how we do business every day. But if we aren't staying up with the current marketplace in terms of where clients are going to be, and if you're in the market to purchase or sell your home, you're going to want to find somebody that is on the cutting edge of where the potential buyer and or seller is going to have their home. You're going to want to work with somebody, partner with somebody that can market your home in a way where the most of the buyers, most of the people qualified and looking to buy your home are going to be. And a simple way to do that for most agents has been to put it on Realtor.ca, or what some people refer to as the MLS, and then cross your fingers and hope the right buyer comes. And for the last 8 or 9 years, that's happened. In fact, you've had multiple people in terms of multiple offers with buyers coming out of the woodworks. But now the market is changing. Now the value of having a very good realtor who not only can negotiate, I think most people that are in this business and have been able to sustain this business have been able to negotiate and work with clients. They're good people. They're good people. Does that make sense? They're good with people. And so that stuff doesn't change. What changes is, how do I take your home and put it on the market and increase the potential reach of the buyer pool that's looking for your home? And there's a multitude of factors. And I don't want to get into it on this podcast. Went a little bit off topic. But if we're not evolving and we're not changing with how, not just technology, but with how this world is moving forward, when it comes to do business, if you're a realtor with your clients, or if your clients, when it comes to do business with a realtor, it can be a very painful experience. It can be a very stressful experience. And so if you're looking to hire a realtor, look to hire somebody that has their social media presence on point, that has experience in the business, that has done multiple transactions, that has good reviews, that there's all of these factors that you need to look at. But I think what's pushing the top to the top is going to be how we market on social media and connect our buyers and sellers, connect our clients together where they already are, and to make the transaction simpler and easier for everybody involved. Now that I went a little bit off point, this article I was reading on CTV News, not everybody loses in a softer housing market. I'll read just the gist of it. Real estate markets across the country, by the way, this was by Linda Nugent of the Canadian Press. She wrote, real estate markets across the country may be showing signs of softening, but home stager Monica Shaw says her business has been booming. People were using staging as a way to sell in a hot market. But we're finding the opposite as well. The market isn't red hot, and it's becoming more of a buyer's market now than a seller's market. If you don't know the difference, when it's a buyer's market, there's more opportunities for buyers to look at and purchase. And when it's a seller's market, there's a lot of buyers out there and there's no inventory. So as a seller, you want to be in a seller's market, and as a buyer, you want to be in a buyer's market. But we're doing a lot more vacant staging. We're just as busy. She goes on to say that, Linda, the article writer, goes on to say that although housing market may have been off price peaks seen in spring of 2017, not all related industries stand to lose when property prices had lowered, from stagers to renovators to drone operators. Some of these industries that support the real estate market expect demand to remain strong, and I would agree with that. Shaw says she's seen a recent uptick in business as homeowners invest into selling a home because properties can often sit longer unsold on the market. She charges $2,100 for the first month of fully staged property, which is not bad, and discount rate for each following month that the home remains on the market. So, in October, the national home sales fell for the second time in a row, with the average price of a sold home coming in at just under $496,800. Let me say it again one more time really slowly. $496,800. And that's down 1% compared to last year. Now, let's be honest. Let's call a spade here. We've seen record pricing. Out of this world pricing. And if you bought between 2016 and 2018, in that time period, you bought at the peak of the market. It's just reality. There's no point in sugarcoating it. It's just reality. That's not a bad thing. The reason I'm saying it's not a bad thing, it's not a bad thing for one reason. It's a bad thing for another reason. It's not a bad thing if you're not moving. If you've purchased and it's time to move and you've only been there a year, you're not going to make any money, number one. Chances are. Maybe you will in some pockets. But and you're going to have a little bit harder time to sell. Now, if you bought, a year ago and you're planning on being there for the next 10 years, congratulations. You're fine. I mean, who knows where the world's going to be in 10 years. So there's no point in speculating, but you're going to be fine. The other way you can look at it is if you're looking to sell now and you haven't moved in 15 years, you've done very well. The market has gone up significantly. And while we see nominal price decreases, it won't affect your bottom line at the end of the day. I mean, it would have if you would have sold last year, but we're talking, probably 10%. I don't agree that 1% is kind of the average. I agree that it is nationally, but I'm talking in our hyper-local market of the GTA here, and we're probably down. I would guesstimate we're down roughly 10% across the board in the GTA. That's my opinion. I don't have this sitting in front of me to give you the exact number, but I know we're in that range. What I see happening is so to go off this article and to talk about how other businesses are going to do well, I see a lot of people now potentially staying where they are and renovating. Staying where they are, they're gonna fix their house up and stay where they are. That's number one. Number two, they're going to sell their 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2-car garage home for $900,000. And again, if you're listening outside of Ontario and specifically in Toronto, the numbers may not make sense, but it's kind of a range of where we're at right now. But they're going to sell that home for $900,000 and look to buy something in the $500,000 to $700,000 price range. Congratulations. You've sold. You've got some money you pulled out. And a lot of these people are now looking to move into areas outside of the GTA. That's why there's a huge explosion of growth in places like Keswick or Collingwood. It's massive. And as our economy grows, as we bring in more people into this country that have money, that are looking to start a life here, there's a lot of factors that play into how our real estate market is where it is, and more importantly, where it's going. A lot of factors. And I think a lot of reporters that aren't in the actual industry don't understand those factors. How would they? They don't know. And that's fine. It's not a knock on them. But we have 2 massive markets with baby boomers and millennials and Gen Xers in between. 3 really massive markets. All 3 have different goals in life. All 3 are at different financial positions in their life. And to throw in that 4th massive market of immigration, there's a lot at play here. This isn't Vancouver. This isn't foreign buyers coming in to just dump money to get it out of the country. And that's happened in Toronto. Don't get me wrong. But that's over as far as I'm concerned. I don't see that trend continuing like it did. But we've got 4 large market variables that we really have to pay attention to get a real true reflection of where we are as an economy, as a real estate market, and really as our daily life goes on. It's all for today. Thank you for listening. It's Friday, the 16th of November. If you have any questions, you want to leave a comment, I would love to hear back from you. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening to my podcast. I think we're on episode 9. It's been a pleasure, and